I wanted life. Check the Hall of Fame. My name on the upper.
Yep.
What up, yo?
Yo, what was you just listening to?
You know what I was listening to? This is ridiculous, yo. We talking about rap. She is fucking. I knew she was nice, but yo, bro, that shit,
Yo, I won't talk about nothing else.
yo, that was. Hold on.
We
I
don't need to
feel
talk about nothing else today.
that's
I
true.
don't have nothing else to say.
That's true. But I do want to give you your props. Like you are a champion, right?
Bruh, how many times have we brought this up before?
Correct. Correct.
I, yo, man. So I'm gonna say what I say in the text. I didn't even look at your post just now, text to a post. Did you post what I said,
No,
or
no,
did you just do the
I should have
spinning?
did that. I definitely
Yo,
should have did that.
there is not one rapper on the earth, and I'm talking about anybody who we've mentioned in this show. Sahai, Lupe, Royce the 5'9", Eminem. I don't care. There's not one rapper that I could confidently say, let me qualify this, who I can confidently say is nicer than Tierra Whack.
Facts.
All right.
Yes.
And let's just get this out of the way. Okay. Like I wanted bro, I texted you that because I was like, I'm going to say this first. I'm not saying that she's the best rapper in the world.
Of course.
I'm not saying that she's nicer than everybody.
Cool.
What I'm saying is, if you sit there and have a conversation with somebody and you're like, yeah, I'll put her seventh in front of these six other people, I'm going to tell you, fuck your life. You know what I mean? Because holy shit, what did she just drop?
Yeah, I was expecting a good project. I wasn't expecting that. Like, like,
How long you been fucking with her?
um, worldwide, I think worldwide was like my intro to like digging into her full. Like, I knew she was nice before that, but
Mm.
worldwide, it's like, okay, yeah, I fuck with her, and that was amazing.
Did
So,
you fuck with her back? All right, so let me give props to Scotty Beam, the
mm,
actual Scott, the real Scotty Beam,
yeah.
who
Hold on, shouting or what?
yeah, like
Okay,
sure, yeah.
okay,
Shout out to Freddie for recognizing how fucking she's so bad.
yeah,
Anyway, shout out to Freddie for recognizing that. But Scotty Beam one day was like, I fuck with Connie Diamond and I fuck with Tierra Whack. And this was probably like 10 years ago, at least. And what a goddamn post that was. Because I clicked on both of those names
mhm,
and I've been following them on Instagram ever since. And Connie Diamond, I was like, damn, we've spoken about Connie Diamond, who's incredible.
yeah,
And I've been fucking with Tierra Whack since then. And Tierra Whack would post on her Instagram some shit where she would body the fuck out of something, right? Making weird ass faces on a post that looks just like this.
yeah,
Poor quality. All right. She before TikTok, right? Before anything. She just would press play on her fucking laptop and play on a beat and
mhm.
then bah, and murder some shit and then laugh and then press stop and end the recording. She, bruh, she's one of the illest rappers. And since then, I've been like, I've never liked any of her albums. Not
Mm,
one. I don't like any of them shits. I don't like Shower Song. I don't
mm.
like none of them shits. Like
And
my
it's
daughter
funny,
loves them.
and it's funny. I think I like him because I tell you, like, I like anybody that can make a whole entire song about any goddamn thing. And she does that quite often and very well. But this
Yeah,
right here just seems like, yo, I'm better than y'all. Watch this. Like this is what this
yeah.
more seems like.
I think her whole career has been I'm better than y'all. Watch this because she could have done this the whole time.
Yeah,
What it's very obvious to me, which is why I've always given her props and why you vote. Yes I was planting my flag on this planet a while ago, but you didn't have me alone. You was like, yeah, hell yeah, you
yeah,
knew
of
that
course.
too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I listened to. She's very alt. Her personality is very alt. You know what I'm saying? But like I think that she her whole career has been like, yeah, I could just get in my bag with this rap shit and just do that. But I mean, she's a very commercially successful artist. She's really like a visionary. She's in
Yeah.
her own fucking lane. There's not another rapper who I can compare her to. I wouldn't even compare her. I mean, maybe Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like their her texture. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Not to
wigs and the
not
wigs and the
to
visuals.
not
Is
to
that a good
take away
one?
from her and compare or whatever, but I look at Doechii kinds the same way also.
You know what? Okay, and that's another bad motherfucker too. I don't never want to get away from. I can't wait till she puts something else out.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though I didn't like Crocodile, whatever. That shit is not. I realize that I'm a 45-year-old man, and not all of this shit is for me.
uh-huh,
But I listened to the Crocodile shit, and I was like, this chick is incredible. You know what I
yeah.
mean? This ain't for me,
Mhm.
but this is serious. So she's in that lane, for sure. But just with her visuals and her the way that her identity, what I mean? Even this album, the Wax Museum, like there's an identity to this. She doesn't just give you an album, she gives you a whole identity.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? The level of talent that this girl has, it just we don't and now this is before we even talking about the rap. But she's so like I said, she's done all this shit to me, very eclectic. Shout to Cam Newton. Not anti-shout to Cam Newton because he's a fucking idiot. But you know, um, her just she takes you in so many places. And I've listened to these albums and been like, none of this shit is for me. I would never play this shit again. My daughter loves it, but she's always had a spot for me
yeah,
in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I've always been like, nah, but she's one of the ones. And there's not many artists who can put some shit out that I don't really fuck with, but I also be like, nah, but she's one of those ones. And I think I said something last week about Rhapsody, where it's just like, hey, I might not fuck with your shit, but if you continuously leading with the bars and you're giving us that work,
yeah,
eventually I'm gonna get to that place. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna hit on something and be like, wait a minute. And I think this is beyond that.
yeah.
This is album of the year territory here
I definitely prepared to come on here and say, I know I say this a lot, and I forgot what my last one is, but this is my favorite album of the year so far.
so far.
I was,
My favorite album of the year is still Iceman so far. I've been going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, peeling back the layers of Iceman. It's just an incredible body of work. All three of those albums together are it's just another level. But this shit is album of the year contention. Strong, strong.
yeah. What's
And
your
not yeah.
what's your favorite joint?
So I
Do you even
can't
know
even
yet?
I don't even I don't even know
Do
yet. It just came out. You know what I'm saying? Like I listened to it twice. What I can tell you is that there's no skips.
it. Yeah.
And her and conductor got in their fucking bag. Jesus Christ.
Like some of these beats, I was like, whoa, I did not
God
expect that. Oh my God.
damn.
Not even on some not from conductor, but it's like I just didn't expect it. And I don't want to say not from her to rap on, but it's like
Yeah.
I just didn't expect this beat to go this way. And damn, let's go.
I
I think
mean, the first shit that she put out, um, which
wax,
was wax
wax
paper.
paper? Yeah.
I'm still not off wax paper.
Yeah.
Wax paper is dumb.
And it's funny to find out, like, oh, so this is how this album was going to be. You didn't know that when you got that song. You didn't know the whole album would be on this type of shit.
Bro, look at the names.
Yeah.
Whack job, wax paper, Brazilian wax, wiggity whack. You
Wiggity
know her,
whack.
and she was born to do it. Her name. This is her government. She said her
Yeah.
name. She said Tierra Whack is her government.
Yeah.
She was born to be the nicest bitch in the world. Yo, I want to make it easy because I know I keep fucking up on these clips. I want to make it easy to find some clips this week because I have a lot of superlatives for this. This is one of the best albums I've heard in the last few years. Like I'm going to be
Easily.
listening to this for a long time.
And like you said, we just listened. This came out
I it,
24 hours ago.
it just came out,
And I confidently feel like this, bro.
bro. Gotta. The joint
I love it.
gotta
I love it.
and totem and totem and like even her song titles have entendres
Hmm.
because totem as like she spells it like totem pole, but she means totem. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, this is a bad bitch, man.
I love it.
She's not playing with nobody
I
on
love it.
this. I
No
love
feature.
it. I don't see one. And the only feature is conductor. And what else do we love about this? 12 songs, 27 minutes.
We in it out. We in it out.
And the reason that we are, you and I speak for myself, the reason that we don't like 19 songs, 57 minutes is because if you're on this level, you can do it in 13 songs in 35 minutes. And she did it in 12 and 27. And really, by the time she was in track 6, my head hurt. By the time we got to Gata, I was like, bro, how many more are there? Like, how is she how yo, like I just couldn't. I was like, yo, man, there's I don't even need to get to number 12.
Yeah, this
It
was
might take me a second to get to number 12. Yo, man, shout to this girl. She's one of the baddest bitches in the world on the mic. No, I'm sorry. She's one of the illest MCs in the world, women or not.
hmm
Women, alien, man, I don't give a fuck. I challenge any man to touch the mic fucking with this girl. She's nice and shout to Rhapsody. I'm not trying to pin girls against each other. She's she's it.
yeah.
There's not a handful of rappers that I can confidently say are nicer than this.
I'm trying to think of my fifth when it comes to women on some real quick list. I'm talking about my
Dochi's
five.
in there.
My five right
Dochi's in
now
there.
is Dochi, Tierra, Rhapsody, Seven, and I'm close to saying Shay Noir.
It's funny,
Far as
seven. You mean love?
yeah, I'm
I,
always say seven.
6 lakh, her and 6 lakh. Like, bro,
Fact, you put a
if you
number there,
use
I'm gonna say
numbers to
it.
spell letters, you on your own. I'm not obligated to pronounce it that way because I don't know what the fuck that says.
Okay, every time you say love the genius in your songs, no, you're seven.
I don't know what that says.
But yeah, those are that's like my. I think that's my five I go to.
And Connie, man,
Yeah,
Connie, bro. She's gonna have her moment, man. Like Connie's it, man. And I appreciate how fat her ass is too. Like just, on a different level. So yeah, like
did you listen?
on
Was that the first album you listened to, or did you listen to something different tomorrow yesterday?
yeah, it was the first thing I listened to.
Okay.
And I just was like on some remember I was saying like I don't want to be on some podcast shit every time I'm listening to shit. By the time I got to the end, I was like, all right, that's the show. like this can be a 15-minute. Listen, we like 30-minute albums. This could be a 15-minute show. Tear whack. Hang up the phone. Like anyway, all right. Like what else do we have? I don't want to talk about anything else. But um did you hear the YG shit?
No, honestly, you're going to make me listen to it. It's not that I'm not a fan of YG. It's just too many times he's messed up songs I like, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even understand why I was in the first place. Um, but yeah, I'm in, hold on. How many tracks on it?
Um a lot.
Nope.
Um YG is a strange person. I'm gonna start with that. 15 songs, not too bad. 55 minutes,
I'm
15
in
songs.
there.
It's
I'm
not too
checking it
bad.
out.
Yeah.
Like
YG
he's
is
not whack. He's entertaining. It's just
he's a weird dude to me.
a lot
He
of
this he yeah, he's just, this dude wears khakis and like hard bottom like church shoes and like socks and shit. And made a clothing line with it. Like he's a wild boy to me. Um but the reason I asked you what makes a classic,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna ask you now, what makes a classic album? I texted you that. I think can we all agree that My Crazy Life is a classic album?
My
Do
crazy
you
life.
think that? His first album.
I'm not a fan of YG.
I'm not a fan of him either. But I think people consider My Crazy Life a classic. That shit
Mm,
has I've heard it. That shit has a lot of slappers. That shit slaps a lot. And him and Mustard go pretty stupid on that. And his second album is really good. Still crazy, still brazy. That's just pretty good.
Yeah, I know
And
more about that one than the first one. I guess this goes into the whole classic conversation.
yeah, that's why I'm asking because Tierra Whack's album do and the reason why I'm asking is do you have to have songs that really really moved around as in like record sales, quote unquote, shit that played on the radio, video that people really fucked with. Do you
uh,
have to have at least one of those for an album to be a classic?
Honestly, even being an MC and hating the whole, you got to have a single type situation. I think so
I think you kind of do.
because
Yeah.
because that's how it got around to so many people to qualify this as the classic.
I think for
Like you
something
said,
to
people
be a
can't.
classic, a lot of people have to agree on it. And if you
Yeah,
don't have one of those songs, then
a lot of people aren't going to hear it.
right, exactly. Exactly. It has to break through a certain level of commercial viability. Right.
I definitely agree.
Right. So here's the juxtaposition.
Hmm, love
Seven. What time is it for me to be using those words?
it.
The juxtaposition here is I don't know that Tierra Whack has a song on here that's going to move around now. Now, first of all, Tierra Whack is a hit maker. She knows that she put out 12 songs and didn't put a single on there. I think she knows that.
But I think no, Gotta could fuck around and run up your timeline real crazy,
I
bro.
hope it does. I hope
It
I hope
really
I'm
could.
wrong and I hope it does.
I'm definitely using Monday morning. I'm definitely using the Monday morning. Like
We need to start the fucking train. Pause. We need to start the fucking the trend here and start just playing her shit randomly. And I hope that people pick it up. But when I went through it, I was like, I'm not sure which one is the one. And I think that she knows that. A girl who's put out enough records that are the one that have been on television, that have been on commercials, she knows she's an incredible artist. She knows. She's very intelligent. So you compare that to a YG, My Crazy Life. Like My Crazy Life had not only does it have one of the most classic hip hop records of all time with my nigga, you know what I'm saying? It also spawned a fucking phrase, my hitter. People wasn't saying my hitters before this song. Even Josephine said, "Yo, like because Josephine just rediscovered Rich Homie Quan this week.
hmm.
She's like, man, fucking Rich Homie Quan was dope." And I was like, yeah, he really was dope. And she was like, he even came, a rapper is the shit when they come up with a phrase that we never forget,
Yeah.
which is hitter. You know what I'm saying? And they only came up with that because my nigga was a smash and they needed to make it a radio song, and so they just said my hitter instead. Um, so YG is one of these rare artists that makes albums that I really enjoy listening to, even though I don't have anything to say about his raps, his bars.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And I think that dude is just so authentically him. He's just so authentically street. He's just, you know what I'm saying? That like he has a lot of shit to say. And he's a relatively astute observer of things. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like his style is completely different from Tierra Whack. I could see YG getting in the booth without any kind of pen or anything and just saying shit and making a song out of it. Like I envision him making his music that way. I don't envision him grabbing a pen or sitting down with the phone. I feel like that dude just comes fresh off the block
And it's
with all
funny
his
because that's
mans in
not
there
a
and just walks in there and says shit.
and that's not a slight to the skill level. That's just
It's not.
it's more about the authenticity you're talking about though.
It's just a different. He's just a different artist. You know what I'm saying? And like we talk about rap. We're not talking about a particular kind of rap. We're talking about rap. And there's different ways to do it. And I think that these dudes deserve a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? For being able to deliver, because ultimately YG's job is to express who he is. And who he is a fucking blood, you know what I'm saying, from the streets of Compton, you know what I'm saying? And I know that, there's a lot of dudes out here who have tried to portray and convey a certain image and a certain vibe. And I feel like YG is the opposite. He can't not convey his vibe. He is that shit so much that he
And
like pours a bowl of cereal like a fucking G. You know what I mean? Like, and it just comes through, and it just comes through when you hear it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you don't know it, like Deontay Kyle says, if you're not black, I don't want to hear your opinions on hip hop music because you don't understand what you're listening to.
Mm,
You're hearing the aesthetics and you're seeing it, but you don't know what the fuck this is. You don't understand why Andre 3000 can come out of the hood and look the way he looks because you don't understand that us as a people, we look and sound and smell totally different and we present shit in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not black, you shouldn't credibly be able to critique that. And
mm,
and I think if you're going to hold true to something like that, you have to recognize the talent of what YG is.
I agree. Um, I've gotten a lot better at listening, but I had so many like retorts, and we went in so many different avenues. I kind of
My
feel like
bad.
all of no. Look, this is your show, and I want to listen. I need to learn to do that better. You know what I mean? And you hit
Give me
some of the
some of
points
those
that were
reports though. I want to hear what you.
right.
I'm curious about what you want to say up
So
front.
before you even started, I had my answer to the whole classic joint, as far as not what makes a classic, but I had a different point of view of a classic. Because when you
Yes,
asked me, do I think YG album's a classic? I don't know if I said it out loud, but my initial answer was no. But I had to
it
think
ain't to
like,
me. It ain't to me, but I know that people think it is.
and that's where I was going. Is like, yo, this whole hip hop thing is full of regional classics. Like, like it's so many down south classics that we don't know,
Right.
or it's so many down south classics that we didn't know about until we listened to it. Like, oh, this is a fucking classic. You know what I mean? Even though
Yeah.
it wasn't your bag, so to say. You
Right.
know what I mean? I think that's one thing I love about the show is the fact that I think I linked up with you. I linked up with you to do music and to do this show because bars. Like I felt like you was top tier with bars.
Hmm.
There's so many times we come on this show, we talk about people who don't actually give you what we consider bars,
Right.
but they're giving you the epitome of hip hop. And
And
that's what
that's
we
why I
love.
said we talking about rap.
Yeah.
We're
And
not
I think that's
talking
the whole
about
reason
one
for the
kind of rap. We
that's the
talk
reason for the
there's
question mark and the exclamation
exactly.
point. Like we're talking
Yes.
about rap, whatever you consider, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Hmm.
I love that. I forgot what the last one was. Um, whatever though.
Like KRS One is not the same as Big Daddy Kane, right?
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
it's the
saying?
fact that I don't want to do it now because I don't know about the time, but it's definitely a convo I want to have for us. Because my lady said the same thing you kind of said, far as and I want to get her exact statements correct. But far
Mm,
as white folks and the culture, and they just can't be of the culture or something like that.
mm,
And I was on the other end of that. Like I kind
mm.
of disagreed, and it kind of goes with what you're saying with what Deontay Kyle said. You know what I mean? Saying like you just hear it differently. And I was thinking about the fact, and then you over there beautifully with the fact that they don't understand how Andre 3000 can come from this. So
Right.
outside they just look at hood shit like, oh, where this dude come from? That don't make any sense. Or Tyler, that don't make any sense. But for me, it's like, okay, yeah, but some people might look at OT and be like, yo, what? And I'm like, yo, OT is definitely.
Exactly.
So that
Exactly.
was that was my whole thing. And like I said,
Exactly.
I would love to be able to get into that a little bit deeper.
I
But
think being I think that first of all, Deontay Kyle is on his unapologetically black shit at
I
all
love it,
times. And
love
so
it.
I truly appreciate his perspective. And I think because there's flaws in it. You know what I'm saying? He's a flawed person and we all are. You know what I'm saying? And like sometimes that unapologetically black shit does miss the fact that there's other things to consider. Um, but I think I think he's talking about critiquing black culture.
Yeah, yeah.
White people cannot critique black culture in a credible way.
Mm-hmm.
But white people absolutely are hip hop for sure. And people like OT, it doesn't matter what color OT Genesis, OT the real is. Like OT the real is very much authentically him. Like when he just talks into the fucking mic, all he says, all he has to do is say words. You know what I'm saying? And all they have to do is be themselves. When you have white people, if you have the type of white person who was trying to appeal to black people, not even with their music, just in their existence, then the music kind of sounds You know what I'm saying? Weird. Like Eminem, to me, I don't think Eminem ever sounded in his music like he was ever trying to appeal to black people.
Yeah.
Eminem just was trying to be himself. Eminem just had so much to say
Mm.
from a personal perspective, and we didn't hear those things that he had to say until we got to the Eminem show, and then we saw like, oh, you know what I mean? Like this dude has a lot. I mean, here
That
he
despite a
would
lot of craziness from the first album.
yeah, exactly. He'd be dead somewhere. And I'm sure that he would agree that he would be dead somewhere if he didn't have the chance to get those things out. And
which
you know what I'm
is
saying?
which I don't want to say funny enough, which is kind of the story that a lot of hip hop artists will tell you themselves. Like
Yeah.
if it wasn't for hip hop, I don't know where I'd be type shit. You know what I mean?
And I think that a lot of hip hop artists say that, and what they mean is financial, as in like I'd still be if this rap shit didn't work, I'd be in your kitchen, I'd be robbing people and this and that. But I think that there's something to be said for if this rap shit didn't happen, that these people would have post traumatic stress, that they'd be dead because they didn't have an outlet to say, hey, man, it really sucks that my dad wasn't here for me. It really sucks that my sisters raised a man. It really sucks that that I had to watch my mom struggle, that I was a kid and I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
That like
even
there
for
was
the
roaches in my cereal box, and
even
you
for the
know,
10 or 15 years that we did music, it was the same thing for us.
yeah.
Like after a good day, after a stressful day and just getting home to that pen and paper, like that was a good relief. You know what I
And
mean? Like,
and I stopped again. I always say that I stopped rapping because I couldn't express myself as a man, as the man I became through my bars, which is always wild to say. But like I did for me, it was about playing with the words. For me,
mhm.
it was about playing with the words and and just a love for a culture that raised me. That's what it was for me. You know what I'm saying? And like and I think that that comes through when you hear certain people.
Hmm.
And I think that and this is still a conversation about YG to me. I think that YG just is that guy. And I may not love everything that he does. And certainly this album sounds a little weird to me. You know, like oh yeah, you know, he's just a weird dude to me. But there's certain shit that he does and I'm like, yo, man, this just dude, he's just the shit. And I'm just not gonna be a fan of everything you release, but this dude is the shit, you know. He has there's a whisper, he has a whisper song with Tyler the Creator, which
Oh,
this is
wow.
probably now the third or fourth whisper song since the actual whisper song where rappers try to whisper the bars. I really like. And I really also like the fact, did you listen to the at least just to the one song that I sent you?
No,
Okay, just start there
okay,
because
okay.
he flips Eminem's "Kill You," and it's you know you can't fuck with Shady, right? Remember
Wow.
that? Because Shady will fucking kill you. Like I was like, wait a minute, is that kill you? Is that the Eminem shit?
What's
Like,
that?
because it's like he didn't flip it in a way that like have you? I hate to bring this up. You heard the Fat Joe shit?
Of
The
course
Fat
not.
Joe. Oh
I'm
God,
not wasting my time. There's so
I'm
much
so,
music out here.
well, no, you don't have to play it. I don't even think it's on Apple. It's he's playing it on all his pages, and so you're now starting to hear it that way. But he didn't flip Kill You the way Fat Joe flipped Victory. Fat Joe flipped Victory, and there's no flip. It's almost like they just took put drums over it. He flipped Kill You in a way that like they literally remade the beat is totally different.
Okay.
They didn't sample the beat. They didn't take any elements from the beat. They replayed the
Mm,
like they replayed it with a different instrument. They didn't
mm,
sample it, and you'll almost miss it if you're not a real hip hop
mm.
fan. If you're not a real Eminem fan, if Marshall Mathers LP isn't in your fucking body like it is mine, Marshall Mathers LP is right here. If Marshall Mathers LP is not in your veins, then you'll miss it. The song's not called Kill You. He doesn't say Kill You. He's not sampling it, but you'll hear it. And the hook, he's singing a hook with the same cadence. YG's
Okay.
whatever he's saying is dun, 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 and that's what made me catch it. I was like, yo, and I want to see the credits because I'm quite sure that he had to sample credit him. But if he didn't, I'm
I was
like,
definitely thinking about that.
I'm pretty sure that that he reflipped Kill You. And if he didn't, he's a fucking biter. But like, there's no way. There's no way. I'm pretty confident that if I look in the credits, that it's a sample. So anyway, that's it's interesting. And I only really wanted to talk about it because I think that YG and Tierra Whack are just two completely they have nothing in common except they're humans and they're black and they make rap music. Like I don't know what other I can't tell you anything else that they might have in common musically or as people. Um,
And I
but
still wouldn't mind hearing the collaboration.
you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they would body it. And I feel like she probably likes YG. I feel like she would probably say that Crazy Life is a classic album. But that being said, um, my opinion of a classic album is it has to have all the bangers for sure. It has to be one of those things that you can't stop listening to. It has to have the lyrical performances. It has to have the crazy beats, but it can't be something that I think is a classic album by myself.
Yeah, fact. I need somebody
And
to
that's
back up this feeling.
yeah, that's why I was asking you is and also now let's just flat out state it. If you haven't already, what are your three elements of a classic album?
um, like you said, the no skip, bars,
Mm-hmm.
range.
Mm. Range.
I I want to say range, but that's for me to consider the classic. Because
Mm-hmm.
there are some hip hop artists who will come out here and stay in their lane
Mm-hmm.
and be able to make a classic album. So maybe I'll take out range. Because I
No
did want
skips.
to,
No, you said no skips. Not
no
one.
skip for a classic album. Yeah, they could be skips. Because I mean, there's for the fact that people put out albums with so many damn tracks on them. Because like I said, Life After is a classic, but I've never listened to Sky's the Limit off unless it was on the television.
Wow.
I've never listened to the song with Little Kim.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly thought I wanted to say that one, but like that's a duh. Let me go see. Let me act like I got a podcast.
One.
But like, there's a couple songs on there that, but that's still a bump. That's still a fucking classic. There's no question
The
about
shit with Little Kim is very much big, in that he makes you laugh. He's so funny, you know what I'm saying? Another bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I love shit like that. All right. Blueprint, the first one, is a classic.
it.
We
Yeah,
can agree. I hate Hola Jovito. Hate it. I can't hear it. I hate the beat. I hate the hook.
that's
I
my
don't really
shit.
like a lot of the raps. I skip it every time. My nigga Jigga, the fucking song title.
Yeah,
Like, who said my nigga Jigga? And then you sang it, my nigga Jigga. Like, y'all did somebody hear this? Like, get it out of
who
here.
okayed
I
this,
hate
yo?
it. I hate it.
Who
But
kept
it is
doing stuff after this is already
right.
a good song? Who kept adding stuff to this?
My nigga Jigga. Like, what? Like, this sucks. Stop playing it. And I have my man Dalvin will swear by it Hola Jovito. And whatever. He can like Hola Jovito.
And I
It's a
think that's the
classic
funny thing
album, but
about
there is skips on
that's the funny thing about classics. They get so big that there's songs that you just hate hearing now.
there.
Whatever single drew everybody there, you hate hearing it. You know what I mean?
I think I think the highs of the highs have to be very, very high.
Yeah, of course.
So if there's 15 songs, I need I need 10 of them to be the most amazing shit that I've ever heard. And then I'll forget the five that are just okay.
But you
Um,
can't have like three doo-doos though.
You can't have doodoo. Like I don't think Ola Ovito and my nigga Jigga is doodoo. I
Facts.
just think that they're whack compared to Never Change. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? Like that's you know what I'm
Like,
saying? Like that's I wouldn't say that those songs are doodoo. But you can't have no. When you say no skips, I mean like no duty. There can't be no cocky on there. So yeah, that would be what I would say about the classic shit. And I do again. This whole show is about Tierra Whack. I'm
Yeah,
only asking the question because I I was very quick to feel like, yo, this is a classic. Like I'm telling you right now that I'm going to be listening to this 6 months from now, a year from now, and then I had to check myself. I was like, well, is this going to be a classic? Um, and is it can you achieve a classic without having that record? And so, okay, Tyler Chromacopia. How much did you get into Chromacopia? Because that shit was a Grammy-winning album of the year that
yo,
I
I
think
was.
that a lot of people will say is a classic.
That's crazy how we think together. Because I was just about to say, can it be a classic if it's not award winning?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I will say, yeah, for sure it can be a classic without being award winning or award nominating. But I don't think something can be a classic without a lot of people agreeing on it and without having a record that moved around a lot. And it doesn't have to be something that moved around a lot in the sense that it got like it doesn't have to go platinum.
Yeah, of course.
It can go platinum in the streets, like how we say, shit went platinum outside. It can do that,
Yeah,
but that becomes very difficult to do without the commercial outlets giving it the blessing. And the commercial outlets giving things a blessing, they do it for a variety of reasons. Some joints are so classic that
they can't
the
ignore it.
commercial outlets just don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like that Dochi's mixtape, the Crocodile shit. I think people would probably consider that a classic. I mean, obviously, it won. It also album of the year, right? She won album of the year for that. Um, but I don't know what song really moved around a lot like that, except for the storytelling shit. The shit where she was telling the story about her boyfriend being gay.
Hold on, my
But
bad. Because I've been thinking about this since I said that dumb shit.
mm,
I think what I was trying to say is if it's if it is award winning, does it make is it definitely classic of the year? Is it
no,
definitely a classic album? Okay.
nope. Unless you want to go back and fuck with what's this nigga? The thrift shop,
Yeah.
the thrift shop nigga. Y'all, you want to go listen to thrift shop?
We're on the same page, nigga.
Or just like about I'll tell you, King's Disease One is my least favorite of the King's Disease albums. I don't go back and re-listen to that shit. And I love Nas. Nas is my favorite of all time. And I think that's in the
Ooh.
running for one of Nas's wackest albums.
And I think that kind of adds to the whole, I guess, recency bias that comes with it. Like you saying something's a classic, and then it gets an award, and then like 5 years later, you're like, oh, that was just an all right album. You know what I mean? I think that
Yeah.
I think we're too quick, and us on the show, I think we're too quick to label something before it gets time to become anything. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's this era. And I think also this
I'm not
era,
gonna stop.
I I think this era is also different in the sense that we don't consume music the same. It used to be that we all listened to the radio. It used to be that we all checked for BET and 106 and Rap City and we just don't have a town square where we all be like, oh man, this song finally made it to there. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have that. You know what I mean? And
It's a
um,
gift and a fucking curse, bro. Because
it
I was like,
is,
yo, I woke up so hyped, like, and I ain't work yesterday, so I didn't get to ride around listening to music. So then when
mm,
I started cleaning up, like, oh, I bet I get to finally listen to Key Glock. And I was like, oh
mm,
yeah, this joint dope.
mm,
I fuck with it. Then I
mm.
threw Tierra Wacko, and I haven't been back. I've been listening to Tierra Whack like 9 times, like
Yo,
literally, yeah, literally 9 times already, like 3 times this morning.
I'm
Yes,
going to listen, and because it's only 27 minutes, you
yes,
know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
knock
You
it
can get
out.
through it. And I'm going to be listening to that shit at the gym. I'm going to be listening riding around. I played it for Emily. Emily, my youngest, really likes Tierra Whack. And she
Okay.
likes Tierra Whack because of all the shit that I couldn't fuck with, all the crazy shit and all the video shit and the wigs and the shit. My daughter was just drawn to her. My daughter's like, I just like this. This is great. And I played this shit for her. And I was like, don't get it fucked up. Like this is one of the greatest MCs in the world. You know what I mean? Like, and this is she always had this bag right here, and the fact that she selectively chose when to go in this bag, because there's just not a lot of artists who are so fucking talented at what they do that they can pick and choose when they do the thing that they're good at and lead with that thing. And the fact that she took this long to do this and then she finally did it in this way, this is the album, like I said, that Iceman was the album that everybody wanted from Drake because it was like, give us the fucking rap album. Give us the album where it's just all raps and show us how nice you are. This is that for her. You know, this is more that than Iceman is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because she, this is just a harder album than Iceman just has different textures or
And it's
whatever.
funny because even with Worldwide, she was rapping, but of course, the song was she doing a lot of singing, and this is the
Mhm,
hook and bliggity blah blah whatever. But
mhm.
this one,
She's just.
soon
Well,
as
I
the,
hope.
soon as the
I,
conductor said conductor, it's just bars.
I hope people understand that we're like 35 minutes in and we've had four different conversations and we're still just talking about her. She
Anytime we
made
talk
me
about
think
somebody
about,
else,
yeah,
we
it's
bring up
still,
Tierra Whack also.
we're actually still only talking about her.
Facts.
And she just made me think of five different things that don't feel like they're talking about her,
Yeah.
but we are talking about her. So thumbnail, don't text me. Don't text me a question about thumbnail. Just put five pictures of her. All right. That's it. Or, let's do copyright infringement and just use her album cover. Like, I don't care. Let somebody ask us to take it down. Like, this is so incredible.
Yeah, I
This
love
is
this
such
album.
an incredible project. Shout to the entire Philadelphia for this girl because man, let's my one last thing is what the fuck is happening with Griselda, man? This shit feels like I think they're trying to do what the Locks did
Mm,
in the whole. The Locks really love to tell people that we've been out here for 30 years and nobody knows that we've ever had beef. And I know for a fact that they've had beef because they're three grown men. You know what I'm saying? They're three grown men and
yeah,
what they're really saying is we've communicated our shit like brothers and not through the media.
facts.
And shout to them for that. And I think they deserve that claim to say, hey, we've never had beef. Um, so I think that Griselda's trying to do that. And I've heard West Side, I heard him say, we're family. And I'm never gonna say anything bad about these guys. And I think that Conway is like busting out of his skin, trying not to really say what he fucking
Like,
really
what the
means
fuck is
here.
going on? Like, why are they mad?
I
One
think
person think he
that
needs all the shine.
and this goes back to when I you started to hear Conway basically comparing himself to Benny, like being like, I'm this and he's that, right? They got the Magic and Bird song, right? And you've heard little bars here and there where he's, like I think that Conway feels like, yo, I've become I'm bigger than all this, and like why am I not getting paid for this? I don't
Because because Benny makes singles, nigga.
I
And you don't even like that nigga, but you can't. Do you disagree with that statement?
No, I don't disagree in that Conway doesn't have a lot of singles. And we can go back to, what classic do we think that he's made. I think that for sure the last shit, which let me go look up the name of it just so that I'm not misquoting it. The last shit that he made, which slant face killer.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't kill God with bullets,
Hmm.
and I think Slant Face Killer for sure are
Mm,
two classic albums for
yeah.
sure.
But like I said, this kind
Um,
of goes to what we was talking about, as far as what do you got that's getting you out here?
yes,
Like Benny had three legitimate singles. I think one of them was in a fucking commercial. Like,
yeah.
it's a reason why people think of. It's funny because people think of Griselda and think of Conway, but I guess what he's saying is like, yeah, but Benny's getting all the shine. But it's like, yeah, I just told you why. Like he's doing other, and it's like, what? Everybody knows all of y'all. What are we talking about? I don't know. This is just
What's
my
the
opinion.
one with Cool and Dre? The one the man, what the fuck is that joint?
I'm not a fan of his attempts at singles. First of all,
The one with Cool and Dre is the one. Give and Give. Oof, Give and Give is mean. But I he says if you haven't heard I heard you paint houses yet, which I heard you paint houses. I know we talked about it a little while last week in the way that he dropped it with the text message, and you can go buy it and all that. I'm gonna buy it. It's I just want to give the dude some money, like I did with Noah, because I just he's given us so much classic shit that I'm just gonna pay $20 for your mixtape. But the shit that he did over Drake's beat. First of all, very, very Drake used free for a reason. He probably told his people, I want to beat with the sample free because I want to be freed off my label.
mm,
And that's very much, he says it, I just want to be free. And I
that's
think
what's up.
Conway chose that shit. First of all, that beat has become, the beat of the summer that everybody wants to use. That beat is insane.
That shit's
And,
tough, bro.
and Conway chose that shit for a reason. And he says the thing about how him, Jay-Z, and West sat down, or at least that Jay-Z, I don't know if they sat down physically or whatever, but that Jay-Z suggested, yo, man, why don't you give a piece of the label to Conway? Like give that and Benny, why don't you cut them in and give them a percentage?
Mm,
And that West said no.
mm.
Did you so you didn't hear that?
Bro, I don't be doing no homework.
Okay. Well, in fairness to you, I didn't tell you, yo, go listen to that. But he put that out. First of all, he put it out in that whole the way people put out videos now, where they don't. It's not a video; they're just playing the song and they're just like literally lip syncing the song.
Yeah.
And he did it while he's in the studio, and he played that specific part. You know what I'm saying? And that song, if there was a single from this mixtape, that's the single. That's the shit that everybody latched onto. That's the thing that everybody posted on their page. And he says it very, very clearly. And he says, I could tell right then that bro didn't want me to eat.
Mm,
He said that.
that's
So like there's a fracas. There's something happening here. And I think it's Bill Simmons, my man forever. I read the book. In Bill Simmons' book of basketball, he talks about the disease of more. And
mm,
I think it's Pat Riley. I think he said that it was Pat Riley that said it. That NBA teams, when they win a championship, they fall for the disease of more.
that's a ball.
Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants more touches, right? Josh Hart all of a sudden is going to be like, why y'all not running the offense through me? You know what I'm saying? I got my agent said that I need 12 touches this year. Shit
Mm,
like that. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And that's what breaks up champions. And that you got to have he says the secret and the disease of more in the book of basketball. If you've never read the book of basketball, it's a really good book.
Yeah, I'm
It's a,
about to add it to the library. I like
it's
that.
a very good book. From I think he's going to go down in history as the greatest basketball historian of all time. Bill
Mm,
Simmons is the guy. But he says the secret is a team that comes together and doesn't, and everybody is willing to sacrifice everything to win. You know what I'm saying? And so the disease of more, it sounds like they're suffering from the disease of more. And I don't know what Conway wants, whether it's financial or whether it's recognition or whatever it is. He's making it sound like it's financial.
yeah.
I think West is trying to keep it low, but you can't help but notice that West went on a European tour. He took that badass bitch Amani Caesar with him. Benny was out there for a leg. Benny was out there. I think Smoke Dizzle was out there. He runs around with Smoke Dizzle more than he runs around with Conway. And
But But is it he runs around? Like, is it on Dizza? Is it more because Dizza down to do this and Conway is not? Like, we don't.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
funny
that's
because
what it is.
we got to rap soon, but it's like you're bringing up so much that I never even thought about. Like, it is opposite right in front of your face. The fact that
You
West
don't
Side
see
is
them
up top,
together, is what I'm trying to say. You don't see them together,
but you
and
never.
he,
It's funny since they've been big. It always seemed like that. It always seemed like it's been something between Benny and Conway. But
yeah,
now it's like, yeah, but West Side the problem.
yeah, yeah. I just think it's weird. I think there's a lot of weirdness happening. It's spilling out. It spilled out into the music. It spilled out into the social media. And what would have made things a lot less weird if homie would have got on a fucking plane and been on the same stage as everybody else and been like, yo, man, this is family and it is what it is. And when until we get that moment, I'm hearing these shots in the music, but I'm not seeing anybody coming together. And so until we get that moment where they squash it, I'm gonna keep thinking that it's something until it's not until it's you know what I mean. He said something about how they're working on music together.
Yeah,
Also,
where's Griselda? Yeah, what it's crazy we haven't got another Griselda take, bro. That first
yeah.
take was so crazy, yo.
And there's a
God.
reason why there's a Black Soprano family, there's a drum work music group, and there's all this other shit because these dudes are trying to eat. These dudes are trying to get paid. And if they had,
Which points back
if
to West Side.
yeah, if they had a stake, if they had enough of a stake in the actual Griselda, maybe you wouldn't see all that. Maybe they would just be pouring more into their own brand because they're being compensated for said brand.
And all this
Um,
could be Griselda. That's the
ex-
funniest thing. Like
exactly.
Griselda, it could be a whole. Because I mean, it's funny because we all call it Griselda anyway. Nigga. Like,
Right. And these are all a bunch of offshoots. You know what I'm saying? And
because
I don't know,
I
man.
love anything that's if you're featured on the Griselda joint, like Flea Lord, like that's funny
All
because
of these cats.
that's not Griselda, but to me that's Griselda. You know, that's just interesting to hear. Like I never thought about the rapper that I enjoy the least being the whole problem what's going on with Griselda. But yeah, man, that's
Talking about rap.
yeah, man, we out, man. Appreciate you,
Happy
dog, as
Father's Day.
always, yo.
Happy Father's Day.
Right back at you, bro. That's a wrap for spring 26, but you know summer right around the corner, and we back with the recaps. The 4 for 10s ain't gonna stop. We got more lists for you and more. So make sure you're following us on IG and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because we always talking about flag. Now I'm talking about